Alan Ritchson had problems bringing his violent fighting style to the role of Jack Reacher, the protagonist of Lee Child's books. Actor Alan Ritchson was worried he couldn't embody the unique and violent fighting technique of the main character in Amazon's Reacher. Jack Reacher, the protagonist of Lee Child's Jack Reacher novels, which have sold millions of copies, is a throwback to the 1980s action movie hero genre with a modern twist. Though Child's Reacher sounds a lot like Dolph Lundgren in his prime, makers of the Jack Reacher films ultimately settled on Tom Cruise because they couldn't find an actor with the correct combination of brains and muscles. The first film has its merits, but Cruise was clearly miscast as the title character. Thanks to Alan Ritchson, Amazon's TV version of Reacher was a smashing success. His portrayal of the character came right off the page. Killing Floor was adapted for Reacher's first season, which makes sense given that it was also the character's debut in print. There was a lot more action and fighting in the program, with Reacher's background as a military policeman helping him defeat a slew of villains and assassins. Readers of the Reacher books will recognize that the nomadic vigilante values pragmatism. Every few days, he shops at thrift stores for fresh clothes, and his only possessions are a toothbrush and his passport. Fights are another area where his frugal mindset shows through. He prefers to stay out of them whenever possible. But when that isn't an option, he wants to close the door fast. For this reason, he enjoys headbutts, and the first season of Reacher successfully conveyed the character's aggressive combat style. Reacher unleashes a barrage of punches, kicks and gouges at a group of inmates in a cramped prison lavatory in the game's climactic set piece. While Ritchson has experience playing action roles in films like Titans, the show introduced him to Reacher's unique style of fighting. Ritchson said he was afraid he would mess up Reacher's manner and had a panic attack while training for the role. As he explained to Slashful, "I can never fight like that. I thought to myself, throughout my career, I have been performing stunts and fights, and I have also done extensive martial arts training." Reacher makes use of his elbows and knees in ways that are foreign to us. For example, he wields his elbows like knives. Reacher demanded that Ritchson adapt to a completely new style of choreography, but he dug deep and came out on top. Due to Ritchson's ample preparation time, the prison fight stands out as Reacher's finest. In addition to being a thrilling action sequence, it sheds light on Reacher's character. Given his numerical disadvantage, he sees no use in fighting honorably or cleanly. He must act swiftly and mercilessly if he wants to survive. Ritchson admits in the aforementioned interview that he had less and less time to prepare as the season progressed. He was even rehearsing in parking lots the day before, attempting to perfect his techniques. The subsequent battles compensate for their lack of elegance with their forceful impact. They also manage to keep the audience engaged by giving Reacher's opponents a fighting chance in each fight, rather than painting him as an unstoppable hulking monster who can destroy most targets.